Now we are going to start with the physical properties of water. So we'll see that, and as you all know, that water is a colorless liquid. It has no color, it is tasteless, and it is odorless. But you may have encountered sometimes that water is giving a certain kind of smell, or it has a certain color. So that in that case, that water is not a pure water. So if we talk about the pure water, it is colorless, tasteless, and odorless. And as you all know that every chemical substance has a certain kind of nature, that it may be acidic, it may be basic, it may be amphoteric, or it may be neutral. So in the case of water, water is actually neutral with pH 7. As you all know that all neutral substances have pH 7. So obviously if we talk about the pure water, then its pH is 7. And as we discuss about the structure of water also, and we know that at what temperature it has a maximum density. We talk about that in when we were doing that why ice floats on water. So as far as the density is concerned, the density of water is maximum, that is 1 gram per centimeter cube at 4 degrees Celsius. But if we talk about in the temperature in Kelvin, it is 277 Kelvin, right? And moreover, you have seen that it has a hydrogen bonding also. An important feature of water is that its dipole moment is 1.84 diopter, which is a very high value. And you know that just due to this dipole moment, that is 1.84 diopter, dB, that it acts as a universal solvent, that anything, most of the things actually you can say can actually dissolve in water because its dipole moment is very high, that is 1.84 dB. So that means it can actually break the bond between different substances which are added to it, and it can make those substances soluble in it. That is why it acts as a universal solvent. As far as bonding is concerned, so melting point is 0 degrees Celsius and boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. So this is all about the physical properties of water. Now we are going to start with the chemical properties. That is, we will talk about the chemical nature of the water. So the first property what we are starting with is stability. So if we talk about its stability, we will see that water is a stable liquid. Water is a stable liquid. But somehow around 1500 Kelvin, it dissociates to form its constituents, that is the H2 gas and O2 gas. But as the stability is concerned, so water is a stable liquid. You cannot dissociate by heating or by some reducing agent. We need to pass electric current in that case. And when we carry out the electrolysis of water, we get hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. The second property is that it is amphoteric in nature. It is amphoteric in nature. As we studied in the equilibrium chapter that there are different ways of classifying the substances into acid, base and the neutral. And we have gone through many kind of processes also, like we did Arrhenius concept, we did Bronsted concept, we did the Lewis concept. So we have seen that according to the Bronsted concept, it is actually amphoteric in nature. That means it can accept proton also, and moreover it can donate proton also. So that means it can act as a proton acceptor and as well as it can act as a proton donor also. So we will see certain reactions where it is going to act as proton donor and proton acceptor. Suppose you react water with an acid HCl, then what you will see that when they will react, it will form hydronium ion and plus chloride ion is formed. So what you see here, that it is accepting a proton, and the one which accepts the proton, according to Bronsted, it acts as a base. So in this reaction it is showing a basic nature. But when you will react this with ammonia, then what happens? When you react water with ammonia, it forms ammonium ion, and along with that you get hydroxide ion, right? So in this case we observe that water is donating a proton, And we know that according to Bronsted that whenever a substance donates proton, it acts as an acid. So in both the reactions you have seen that it is donating proton and in the other it is accepting proton. So we can say that it is actually amphoteric in nature. That means it has an acidic behavior also and it has the basic behavior also. Third property is autoprotolysis of water. Auto means self, protolysis means breakdown of water. So we know that the water actually has a property of self-ionization. Water has a property of self-ionization. That is, water molecules actually you can say interact with each other and they carry out the ionization process in which they form hydronium ion and hydroxide ion. This we did in the equilibrium chapter also. So that this is called as self-ionization of water also. So if you look for the ionization constant for water, it comes out to be 1 into 10 raised to power minus 14, right? That is in these units at normal conditions, that is at STP conditions. Actually the value for Kw varies with the temperature, but if we see at standard temperature it comes out to be 1 into 10 raised to power minus 14. The next property is that it has an oxidizing nature also and reducing nature also. As we already did that it can actually donate proton also, it can accept proton also. Likewise, it can actually donate electron also and it can actually gain electron also. So therefore, it can act as an, or you can say it has oxidizing nature also and a reducing nature also. Like we have an example, that is Na plus H2O. When you add sodium to water, it will form NaOH plus H2. So in this case, it is showing an oxidizing nature because it is oxidizing the other substance, it is giving its oxygen to sodium and itself getting reduced, right? So it acts as, you can say that it has an oxidizing nature here. In another example, let's say fluorine plus water, here it is going to form HF plus O2. So here in this case, it is actually donating hydrogen and the one which donates hydrogen has a reducing character, or you can say it has a reducing nature because it is reducing F2, right? So that means it is reducing F2 and in return it is getting itself oxidized. So here also you have seen that it has an oxidizing in nature also and it has a reducing nature also. So these are few properties, but still we have a few more properties also. So but till that time just make yourself comfortable with these 4 properties. That is the stability, that is as we did, that is a stable liquid, but at high temperature around 1500 Kelvin it dissociates on passing electric current. Amphoteric, we have done that it can donate proton also, it can accept proton also. So you have to mention certain reactions where it is donating proton and where it is accepting proton. Third, it has a property of self-ionization. That means water molecules will interact with each other and they will just form the ions, that is the hydronium and the hydroxide ion. And we have the Kw also, which is you can say 1 into 10 to the power minus 14 at standard condition of temperature and pressure. It has an oxidizing nature and a reducing nature also. It can actually you can say reduce other also and it can actually oxidize other also. So here also you need to mention few reactions where it is oxidizing other and itself getting reduced, and another one where it is reducing other and itself getting oxidized. So we have few more properties we'll do now. But till that time just revise it, then we'll carry on the properties, that is with the, we'll start with the 5th property now.